I was just watching Alex Jones, and wow, wow. I was also eating spicy food, so it's a combination of laughing and crying. Uh, this, Alex Jones was right, and it's just this is crazy because Alex Jones, as mad as he appears, and conspiratorial, and he sells carnivore, and seems like a snake oil salesman. The thing about Alex Jones is that he is the jester. He is the jester of the court. And he keeps people kind of entertained, and they just executed the jester. That is the act that just happened by colluding, because that's what happened. All of the king and all of the king's men colluded, and then they executed the jester. And the thing about the jester is you're supposed to laugh at him, but he's also supposed to tell the truth, just to keep people in the loop, but not completely in the loop. The jester is as much the enemy of the king as he is the friend. He's like the intermediary. And they just executed him. And it's a mistake. It's a, and the thing about Alex Jones is that he's directly addressing, I mean, he's made it really clear. He's talking directly to these corporate masters of the universe, and calling them the psychopaths that they are, and he's addressing their evil and their evil spirit, and how they're trying to silence the people and control everyone, and do evil against us all, and to basically take that voice and say shut up. It's and kill the jester, kill the jester who's speaking truth to power. You can't execute the jester and then think everyone just goes back to sleep. Like, I mean, there's even a part of me that was kind of like, nah, like, this can never go anywhere, because at the end of the day, Alex Jones is fake, and I don't believe in his spirit. I believe in the spirit of Alex Jones now. Now I see it. Now it's just more clear. It's they banned him from all these platforms, and I'm so massively skeptical that I still have this air of skepticism. But at the end of the day, Alex Jones directly addresses the psychopathy of the masters of the universe, and that spirit is the most important spirit. And it's like he you, they executed that jester. This is it, you crossed the line. You crossed a line that it's so important. It's so important. And this is the evidence. This is the evidence that there is a concerted effort to remove the freedom of speech. this is their mad dash to the finish, to basically try to make it so people can't say what they want to say. And you can make silly arguments like, oh, this is just these corporations are just making decisions about their business, and this is their policy. But it doesn't matter, because the domain is so public at this point that uh, there's at the moment that you argue that, you basically say that you're you're competing with government then, and in that case you necessarily have to be destroyed. And of course you're more powerful than government, so that can't be done, right? So then we're looking at, I mean, it really is. Zuckerberg does look like a cyborg. I mean, that is true. Alex Jones was absolutely correct. He looks like a cyborg. He talks like a cyborg when he's being questioned. Go look at his interviews. I mean, it's or what did it? He said he was a replicant or something like that. He does look like half human, half robot, or whatever, that thing that Jones used to describe him. And the response, I mean, Zuckerberg took offense to this and said he wanted to get banned. He shouldn't have called me a cyborg. Just angry, and um, you know, and this is the thing, is like the spirit of Alex Jones in many ways is like he's like on point. You gotta be in Jones's corner on this, and they just silenced him. They executed the jester. You can't execute that jester. Now, it's like that's the one jester, the one that's speaking to the psychopathic power, and calling it out. Brian Stelter and these other lunatics. You just can't. And they did. They crossed that line. It's just incredible to witness that line crossed. And the thing is, I've been Alex Jones before. I used to, there was one forum that I used to go to that was in a different format than it is now. And I became kind of a special sort of entity in this forum, where I was very recognizable, and I kind of transcended a user in a way, and the site started, I could tell they started recognizing that this person has too much influence. They're doing something that we're not able to account for, but they couldn't just ban me because they knew it would become a problem. It was Alex Jones, right? And eventually they banned me, and I remember what that felt like. It was just like, I can't believe you took it there. But shortly after, they actually changed the format of the entire site, because it started turning into chaos. And it was devolving into something else. And of course, after I got banned, I actually created tons of new accounts, and I just I set up the same thing across the same spirit across many different accounts. I got banned like at least banned 20 more times after that. And I've been banned from some Facebook groups, and there's a spirit that if you carry that, it's sort of the spirit of, I cannot be controlled, I cannot be contained, I won't be, and I'm going to speak truth to the psychopathic power that in the digital world people get super triggered, like the controlling powers just get hella triggered about this, and they just cannot like cope with it. It starts to sort of fry their cyborg circuits, and that's what Zuckerberg was dealing with. That's what all these social media platforms were dealing with. Is this Alex Jones is frying their circuits from through the media platform, and they couldn't fucking take it, and so that they're just like, they colluded, they came together in the middle of the night like creepy little goblins, and they banned Alex Jones. They said, we have to execute the jester, kill him, and they all banned him at the same time. It's like, when you take it there, you've crossed into the world of officially investing. I mean, that's what this really was. This was the moment when the greatest powers in the universe, and I mean this in the context of our world, sort of the world, officially invest in the spirit of Alex Jones. They officially invested by banning him like that, by colluding to ban him. And it's monumentous, because it means that Alex Jones either is part of that collusion, or it means that he's said something very important. And it's not just oh, well, he violated terms, because if it were simply the thing about violating terms, then it would have just happened like kind of, oh, this one banned them, well, he's over here, oh, that one banned him, and it's like they colluded in the middle of the night to ban him all at once. We must eradicate him completely. Just, it's like, if I didn't see it, I would just think that it must be a delusion in Alex Jones's mind. But it actually happened. It's like the exact thing that you think would vindicate Alex Jones happened. And so now it's this, and and here's the thing, this is a calculated move, which means that they're playing Alex Jones's game. They're in this calculating, because it's not random. It's collusion in the middle of the night. And to me, and I think most people are, have been watching Alex Jones. It's meaningful. It's definitely a meaningful thing, and it's a little bit frightening, because where Alex Jones is coming from is a point that I've been at, where you're raging against tyrannical injustice and psychopathy, and they gave him an answer by terminating him. So it's very much like, spiritually speaking, yeah, Alex Jones is 100% correct. That's the thing, is that it doesn't even matter if the man is correct. His spirit is correct. And that's what's frightening, because his spirit is against tyranny. It's against psychopathy. It's against injustice. And they just said, shut up. You need to quit talking immediately. And they colluded in the middle of the night to shut him up. It's truly sinister. And the actions that immediately what goes through my head is the reality of it all. It's that we went from a fake world of grays, where everything was in grayscale, to suddenly there's reality there. Suddenly, and what do you call it? The RAS? I can't remember. Essentially, your people and systems that can see, they scan. They're scanning, and up until this point, for me, I had sort of, there's a, I'd landed it perfectly into mysticism, and everything became sort of grayscale, and I basically camouflaged. That's where I've been. I camouflaged. I melted into a tree, and nobody was aware that I exist, right? And I disappeared. But suddenly that grayscale went away, and there's colors now. There's colors, and the scanning has become objectivized. There's now objectives. And it's just, I still have a lot to process, but I mean, it's crazy. It's just crazy that they decided execute the jester. It's unbelievable. Can't believe it. But yeah, some thoughts.